Bees are playing obviously as well, so right beside us. Kaya's playing for the Bees, so.
Who is?
Kaya.
Oh yeah,
his first game back, so they wanted to, would have been unfair to throw him in today and expect him to
probably get more damage than good out of it.
Yeah, especially mentally. So he work his way back tomorrow and be
Yeah.
playing against his club mate.
Yeah. Stay out of the media. Right. Here we go. Hope it's noisy.
It's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, there's probably in the Otago team, James Bolton was a standout, Club Rugby, Lopez, Mackenzie Palmer, the rest of the Otago boys.
So they're starting as per?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware. Stags, I asked Panel this morning, he said that he's per, so if you get any surprises, I'm just have to look at faces. Yeah, Stags have got Akito Uki, and then Kota Yabu.
Yeah, bro. Oh, I just couldn't get the scissor lift to, so put your foot on there and then just switch there, okay? Oh, you gotta wait. Yeah, I just couldn't get that so we could get it to tilt and go like tilt up and down side to side, but I just couldn't get it to go up. And just as you run back, I got it to go. So, cheers, Richard. All good, bro. Thank you.
Test, 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 test. Afternoon and welcome into the Pioneer Rugby Club in Gore for some NPC pre-season action. We've got the SBS Banks Southland Stags taking on Otago. Lovely day in Gore. First teams head out for 2024. Fortunate enough to be joined in the van today by none other than Nick Jeffrey. Nick, pretty exciting really, the contest we've got here today.
Scott, it is, mate. Really looking forward to this, actually. It's, it's the season of hope, isn't it, really? You know, here we all are and ready to go ahead of another NPC season. I mean, first chance, as you say, to see these guys out. It's an interesting situation today, I reckon, because, of course, these two sides will go at each other in, 2 short weeks' time for Stag Day. So what do? You want to, get underway, and there's been a bit of talk. I'm sure both camps want to start with some good footy, but you want to keep the old cards a wee bit close to the chest for when the real chocolates are on the line in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's been a conundrum in the office the past couple of weeks. Matt Saunders and James Wilson, especially, I'm sure, Tintin around the attack and how much they show, and I'm sure Tom Donnelly and Ryan Banbury and the other Otago coaches will be exactly the same. And pretty strong team sheets we've got today, and we might just have a quick roll through those teams. We might start with the visiting side, the Otago team today, and they are pretty strong up front. Ben Lopez, who had a pretty good season with Green Island Highlanders, hooker Henry Bell, who joined by Rowan Wingham in the front row. In the second row, James Bolton, who was a standout in Otago Club Rugby. He'll be paired with Ali Ahol, who's one of the only new caps in the Otago squad this year. Highlanders blindside flanker Oliver Haig will partner Lucas Casey in the loose forwards with Highlander and, I must say, former Southlander Will Stoddard. In the inside halves pairing, we've got Nathan Hasty and AJ Faliafunga. In the midfield, Jack Leslie and Levi Harmon. Levi Harmon, standout performance on Saturday in the Dunedin Premier Club Rugby final. Josh Funga on the right wing, Mackenzie Palmer, another standout in Club Rugby on the left, and Sam Gilbert at fullback. And on the bench for Otago, Heath McEwen, Abraham Pole, George Bauer, Sam Fisherley, Harry Taylor, James Arscott, Cam Miller, Jonah Nareki, Taylor Dale, and Kyan Rangitutia. That is your Otago side.
And Southland, if we have a look at the Stags lineup for today, they're going to run a couple of teams as we get set to get the game up and underway. And it is the left boot of Byron Smith who does just that. We'll run through the two Southland lineups, but it gives you an idea that we've kind of got a first half team and a second half team that's being talked about, isn't it, from a Stags point of view, Scotty?
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see combinations. Some guys obviously coming off great NPC last year, and some guys new to the Stags, so it'll be exciting how they find their feet. There's Jack Sexton up front with Jack Taylor and Morgie Mitchell, as we see a nice long kick there from Nathan Hasty. He finds Byron Smith, who obviously his first game in Stags colours. Obviously, for those not aware, Byron Smith down from Auckland via Australia, New Zealand under-19 representative. A wee bit of cohesion there. He did play in that team with Jack Taylor, as we see Jack Taylor with a nice wee carry. Southland first possession of the afternoon. They go away to Smith, puts it on the toe, but just bumped into the player. But Van Voot does well, tiptoes down the sideline finds Charlie Powell. We'll talk about Charlie Powell shortly. Another new face for Southland Stags, followers in 24. Southland first position. They've gone backwards a bit, but retaining position, and looks like halfback Connor Collins, not unfamiliar to NPC rugby, goes to the air, just again a wee bit far. Gilbert takes it comfortably. Sam Gilbert, obviously Highlanders, played a lot of his rugby at second 5'8", back in his probably, I guess, more a custom role of fullback this afternoon for Otago, as they set off. As we see a wee bit of, you love this, Nick, a wee bit of box kicking early, set the caterpillar.
Absolutely.
Sure, a bit tested by many. Watch a bit of footy, but Byron Smith goes up, does well. Jack Leslie takes him in the tackle. Otago second 5. Good to see him back after a bit of an injury layoff. Ball goes away to Schnell Singh there. Schnell Singh, his second year returning for the Southland Stags. And this guy here, Samisi Tupou-Tailoa, outstanding club rugby Final 4 star just 2 weeks ago. And he'll be looking to try and replicate that form this afternoon and try and stake his claim for that number 8 jersey as Southland. He's playing a lot of rugby in between that halfway and 10 metre line early. We're going to go to the air again. Another kick from Collins. Again, just a wee bit far though. Finds Faliafunga, who's got time. Goes to Gilbert. Goes away to the dangerous Mackenzie Palmer. He goes nice and long to Byron Smith, who's going to return serve. He goes nice and long down the middle of the field. And finds Faliafunga, who's going to return serve. So a wee bit of a kick battle early, a wee bit of kick tennis, and Smith takes this one forward though. Over the halfway, Byron Smith looking for a bit of opportunity early. Gets himself into the 5. Collins finds Ryle. This is better from Southland. Otago look like they're over the ball there. And George Bauer, 2022 All Black. Collins moves it away to Simmers. Angus Simmons out of the Eastern Northern Barbarians finds Isaac Titamaki. Titamaki back in a Southland jersey after a season away in France in the Pro D2. It's good to have Isaac Titamaki back in the maroon jersey. Southland building nicely here. First passage of play. They go again to Singh, Schnell Singh, who's just returned from MLR duties in America. We see a nice wee crowd starting to build around the Pioneer Rugby Club. See school's just out, 3 o'clock kickoff. Southland play away again. Smith to Tamaki, lovely ball out the back to Taylor, finds his winger. There goes Michael Manson down the outside with that speed. Manson still going, 6 metres out, right on the outside. Southland looking to score first. Here they go, getting towards the line. Are they over? Short. Referee says play on, and they go again. Have another crack. Just 1 metre out. Southland looking for the first, and they score. And that's a great start, and that looks like the experienced Morgie Mitchell gets the first of the afternoon. A pretty good start from the Stags, Nick.
Mate, if you were going to write down how to play the first 4 minutes of a game of your pre-season, you do that, right? Great ball retention. I mean, and that was the key from the Stags' point of view. Otago haven't seen it. A couple of box kicks is all we've seen from the blue and golds, no doubt. But, boy, that's a really promising start from a Southland point of view in terms of continuity. And, yeah, let's talk about Michael Manson. Welcome back. That pace down that left wing, have a look at him, just go for it. And got to the outside, pulled down just short. And then this is what I like from a Stags point of view too. And look at that, just reaching out and was just short there to Tamaki. But here's the pick and go down the blind side. And these multiple phases before ultimately it was Morgie Mitchell that dived over to score that try. That is the perfect first 5 minutes of a game of footy.
Outstanding, as we see Byron Smith trying to land the extras from out wide. He gives it a good strike, and he's got it, and that'll give the young first 5 plenty of confidence, and it's the Southland Stags 7, Otago 0. 5 minutes gone here at the Pioneer Rugby Club. If you're just joining us, welcome in to this live stream brought to you by the Pits. Obviously, a great day in Gore today. First hit out for both sides, plenty of interest.
Well, it's the perfect conditions, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
No sun, she's overcast, no wind, absolutely still.
Yeah.
And, right, let's see if Otago can actually get themselves into this game and actually get their hands on the ball, eh?
As we see Rory Van Voort, you probably want that back again, to be fair, the
that'll
fullback, but nonetheless it's out. And we talked about Michael Manson before, Nick, but just showing he's obviously come off the back of a massive season for the Utah Warriors in the MLR in America, an absolute try-scoring machine. So picking up where he left off for the Southland Stags last year. And he's one I'm sure we'll expect will have a huge season coming up as Otago. Go to Aliaho, big timber. It looked like they might have knocked it on, but referee says play on, and they feed it off to Jack Leslie. They work their way into the 22. First turn at possession for Otago this afternoon. They go again to Aho. First year in the Otago side. He'd been troubled by injuries, but good to see him healthy in 2024 as they play away to Faleafunga, out the back to Gilbert. They play on the outside. They just spill the ball. And you'd have to say, Nick, early signs, Southland looking a bit more the cohesive unit.
Yeah, good line speed. And that's held their line on defence there. Matching up one-on-one, and then ultimately nowhere for Otago to go. So we'll now set the first scrum. So this will be another interesting part of the contest, right? To get a little bit of an idea. They've got the option here. I think they have set the scrum. Yes, they have. That's what the Stags have chosen.
Yeah, and I guess just we're talking about scrums and the rules of rugby. A couple of rule changes coming into the fore this season. It's always hard to keep up with.
No, it's good you're here. I had no idea, right? What's
rules
happening?
are in which competition, but understand that when there's a free kick from a scrum, you can no longer set another scrum. So whether that's an advantage for Southland or not, we will find out. But yeah, if referees, any free kick, I guess in an effort to try and speed the game up, along with
bring back the tap and go, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we might see. I did hear they were talking about a couple of tap moves might be required. So we'll see how that goes. As the first scrum goes down, and we'll do what we all love and have another scrum.
Yeah, well, if we could come up with a rule to actually do that and avoid any resets, that'd be great too. Actually, that's the blight of the modern game these days. But yeah, this will be a good battle. Actually, Mitchell, who obviously is already dotted down, and Jack Taylor, together with Jack Sexton up front, from a Stags point of view, matching up against
George Bauer. Actually, looks like originally was Ben Lopez on the program, but looks like George Bauer is in the number 1 shirt. Obviously, pretty good stock, George Bauer. So yeah, not currently in the All Blacks, but did see him in and around the group actually when they assembled in Wellington a few weeks back. So no mug himself, but Morgie Mitchell, he's played plenty of rugby and had plenty of scrums, and that's a good scrum. Nice and solid there for Southland, good platform. They go to Tatamaki, probably playing his more unfamiliar role of second 5'8". In this first 40 minutes. Does a good job of carrying there, and they go back to Smith, who's got an acre of time and finds a long one, but straight down the throat to Palmer. Kenzie Palmer, very good performer in club rugby over the past few years and been rewarded with the opportunity, but Gilbert finds straight to Van Voot onto his trusty left foot, and he goes nice and long. Both teams just trying to find a wee bit of territory and win that kick battle nice and early, and Palmer just go for a spiral and a bit of a wobbler, and Smith does well. And he brings the ball back. There's a wee bit of a look and a dance and finds dummies and goes and finds a nice offload to Tamaki, but just puts it down. But just a wee opportunity there, Nick. Southland creating on that counter-attack.
Yeah, nice touch from Smith, wasn't it? Just ghosted into the gap on the outside. And then he was able to pop the ball. And yeah, Isaac Tatamaki, as you have a look at this on replay, yeah, he'd want that one. He was in space, wasn't he? And he had man on the outside looming up as well. So, yeah, that's an opportunity lost from a Southland point of view. And a nice touch there from Byron Smith. Those battles of the 10's going to be interesting. And I say the battles of the 10's within the Southland team, right? You know, because by all accounts, Jack Strachan, who we will see in the second half, I'm sure, or Jake Strachan, across the Tasman, has impressed in the pre-season as well too. But that was a lovely touch from Smith that should build some confidence.
Yeah, no confidence as we see second scrum of the afternoon. Just goes down again, but referee Fraser Hannon, who's obviously an NPC level referee, sees play on, and Faleafunga tries to pin Southland deep in their 22 and does a good job of it. Looks like that ball's gone right into the corner. Might have been not far away from a 50-22, but looked like the ball was passed back. So good touch from Faleafunga. Obviously had a bit of a stint with the Highlanders himself, and young Cam Miller, who will feel like he's probably on home turf today, but in a blue jersey, not
a couple of Gore boys back, including this bloke throwing in. Jack Taylor, first time since his schoolboy days that he's back playing footy in Gore.
Yeah, love it. I know he's obviously a proud Albion lad, but I'm sure playing at Pioneer won't faze him too much as in Gore, so he'll be looking to put a good shift in around his family and friends, and we see Southland looking to exit out, and they go to Smith on that trusty left foot, and just come around that a wee bit and finds touch nonetheless. And we'll go to another set piece. Good to see the ball boys in full Pioneer kit today. Obviously the community and the club getting right behind it.
Must bring a smile to your face, mate, to see that left foot of a Stags 5'8", like your good self, hey?
Yeah, don't mind a left foot. It's good to see. Good to see from Byron. He's obviously done well to come back from an injury. Those who follow club rugby in Southland, he sustained a bit of an injury early in the season and missed the bulk of that season, but was back for the tail end for Stars. We see a bit of messy pill there through the middle, and we'll have another scrum. So it's not quite the rhythm as you'd expect, though, in pre-season rugby. Yeah. Both teams trying to find their feet, new combinations, first hit out. So it's going to be a wee bit clunky to start off, but I guess one name to maybe talk about, Nickel, so probably new for Southland viewers, will be Akito Yuki out of Toyota Brits. He's come over, I guess, as part of that partnership and arrangement between Toyota and Rugby Southland, and played his club rugby for Blues the back end of the season and been given an opportunity today. So done really well. I know Leroy Ferguson, be familiar to Stags fans last year, he was due to start, but just a wee niggle you wouldn't believe he did pick up at the camp, not actually in the rugby field. So unfortunate for Leroy.
Was that skinning a possum, was it?
Oh, it could have been. I think he might have got bumped on the knee, so a bit of a bugger for Leroy, but Aki gets his chance this afternoon. So we see Otago looking to get into the 22, but Southland have done well. It looks like halfback Collins got over that ball, Connor Collins, so it's a good start from the halfback. And Southland will look to relieve a bit of pressure here. 12 minutes in. Of course, these teams going to slug it out, Nick, in 2 weeks for the, I guess, what's now dubbed as Stag Day, both from Southland supporters and Otago. I'm sure you'll be looking forward to that one as well.
Mate, it's going to be a great way to start. I think if you were, again, from a Rugby Southland point of view, there's no better way to get the season underway, is there? Mind you, it does come with a bit of pressure, doesn't it, to start well? Because, let's be honest, the successful season versus a non-successful season is pretty much down to how the game against Otago goes, let's be honest.
Absolutely, as we see, nice line out there from Southland. They go to Smith out the wide ball to Tupo Taialoa, Samisi Tupo Taialoa. Pretty familiar with the opposition, having went to Otago boys and initially been in their academy system, but now made Southland home for the past 2 years. Southland looking for a wee bit of possession here, and they go away to Mitchell. Big Morgie Mitchell, just a regular standout for the Stags over the past years, and Smith goes to the boot, but partially charged. Otago recovering. Gilbert, he just had a wee look there and spilt it forward, and say Otago just look a wee bit clunky to start the game, but not unexpected. I'm sure they'll find their feet.
Yeah, well, right now, we said it was the perfect start for the first 5 minutes. Otago didn't see the ball. For those of you just coming in, Morgan Mitchell scoring the opening try after a 5-minute period where the Stags just retained possession. And in the end, he crashed over to score. But you can see these little errors just creeping in, which will frustrate Otago because they just haven't been able to work their way into the game. By contrast, Southland seem to be, lining up on defence, don't they? And their set piece, certainly the line-out already, is looking to be a pretty well-functioning outfit, and it's certainly a pretty even battle from a scrum platform point of view, and we'll get a good look at this one.
Yeah, of course, one of the features, I guess, of the Stags forward pack in particular is the depth, particularly in the lock, loose forward, in the loose forward area. We think Mitch Dunshea, Highlander this year, former Crusader, obviously to come back, and Sean Withy, who we might see a bit of in the second half, as it's been picked off.
Gone.
And Mackenzie Palmer says thank you very much, and he's going to take it in under the horns. And just like that, we're about to have a tied game. Well, just singing the praise of the Stag attack, Nick, but just unfortunately, Byron Smith has gifted that one straight to Palmer, and he's not going to miss an opportunity like that as we see the replay. Just that wide ball, and he just read it well, Palmer, and does have pace.
Geez, quick! Look at that.
Yeah,
he couldn't keep up on the replay there, but underneath the horns in the moment, there was just no one there, obviously. And he goes, cantering 60 metres to score under the post. Well, that's what Otago needed, didn't it? We're talking about the fact they just haven't been able to get going in this opening quarter hour. And they have, as you say, mate, been given a gift there. So as Gilbert will chip this one through to tie us up at 7. That's maybe what they need to get their game started.
Yeah, Mackenzie Palmer, obviously mentioned earlier, he's been knocking on the door for a few years within the Dunedin club rugby scene, been a standout for the Southern Magpies, led them to 2 titles in 22 and 23, and I'm sure I've read plenty in the ODT over the past 12 months that he deserved an opportunity. Well, he's got his opportunity today and got off to a good start, so it's a good rebuttal for Otago as they look to exit. Nice deep restart from Smith. Hasty will look to clear. Halfback Nathan Hasty, see coming off the back of his first full season in the Highlanders, and he goes on to his unconventional right foot. Probably does an okay job, but no better to take play up to 30 metres out from the Otago try line. And Southland will have another line out, which has been functioning well. You see Rory Graham-Voot there, one of several Southland players who spent some time over in America. I know, talking to Rory, really enjoyed his time in LA, playing for the LA side in the MLR, and did a good job of that. As we see Angus Simmers, definitely wasn't in LA, he was in Gore. He's on home turf today.
Same sort of thing, mate, really, not that much difference.
Eastern Northern Barbarian. And you see Southland starting to get into their work here. Jack Taylor, big carry, he'll be eager for some minutes. Nice wee line there from Southland. They play through. Blair Ryle still go. Blair Ryle, he'll go all the way. And Southland hit back just like that. And it just came off the back of again. Just Smith ball playing, taking the ball to the line. Ball in 2 hands, finding runners. And they found Blair Ryle and he did the rest. And you have to say, when we look at the replay, really promising start. Yeah, lovely line. I think it was Aki Ukoi from Toyota. So he played for the Blues Rugby Club, and that's a great line.
Yeah, it was a nice final transfer, wasn't it? And as you say, Ryle, with locks flowing, so he's had a bit of growth in the off-season by the look of Blair Ryle.
Yeah, he's
mullet, bordering on mullet.
Mullet and a wee bit of body mass as well to help the frame, and Smith chips that one over, but it's been a promising start, Nick, from a Southland attacking point of view.
Yeah, it has. And the thing I like there, mate, too, is that there was no confidence lost by Smith, was it? Taking the ball to the line. So he threw the intercept pass just 3 or 4 minutes ago, and there he was, ball playing as he took it to the defensive line. And, yeah, his lovely ball on the outside. And don't underrate the Kui touch there as well too with that last transfer. And yeah, big Blair Ryle, he's got a big season ahead of him, hasn't he? He was, fringe in terms of cracking Super Rugby. Done a lot of work from an off-season point of view. I think it's a big season for him. He was certainly one of the Stags' best last year, and you'd love to see him make some more forward steps, wouldn't you, in season 2024?
Yeah, and here he goes, big, another impressive loose forward, Samisi Tupo Taialoa. We started to touch on it, just that depth in the loose forwards for the Stags this year, and
let's play on
from Hannon.
No, they're going to call that back now.
But just the depth in the loose forwards when you think about the fact to come on at half time today, we've got Dylan Now, Sean Withy, Leroy Ferguson currently injured, Hayden Michaels injured. It is probably as deep as you could remember.
Yeah, good luck selecting 3 from that lot, right?
Yeah, 3, let alone 1 on the bench as well.
When you look at Taialoa like that, just that ball carrying ability, right? I mean, you can coach it as much as you like from a system point of view, but just that ability to be able to break tackles, give you front foot ball like that. Boy, that was a nice little break, and again, put Otago under pressure.
And I'm sure I'll be giving coaches, in particular head coach Matt Saunders, plenty to think about when it comes to round 1 in just 2 weeks' time. Rugby Park, 205, make sure you get your tickets. Just $20 for general admission. So we see a nice tackle there. But his referee Hannon's called Southland offside, perhaps. He might have had a scrum advantage, actually.
Yeah, it was a good spot tackle, though, wasn't it? Charlie Powell coming in, had to make it when he may was committed himself, but he did not miss.
Yeah, and I guess for those also tuning in, not sure who Charlie Powell is. Bristol Bears was the youngest player to ever play for the Bristol Bears, I've been told. Just 18 years old. Was in their system for a few years, had a wee stint at the Jersey Reds. Also another Southlander, Liam Howley, was involved in that team a few years back. So Charlie Powell, he's made the move over, and also I guess his partner Sophie, who's doing a great job in the social media, the Rugby Southland team, since she's been here. So as we see Otago
go to their drive, but they peel out, go to Leslie. Jack Leslie on the charge. Otago looking to strike back. Second entry into the 22 this afternoon, and big carry there from Rowan Wingham, fresh off his club final. And they play out the back to AJ Alefunga, should I say. And Gilbert slips the first tackle, gets forward. Just a wee bit lateral in their attack at the moment, Otago. Not quite bending that line. The Southland defence up to the challenge, and another good shot there from Sexton and Tupou Taialoa. And Tupou Taialoa does a great job of coming through and steps over the ball, and Southland look to have recovered, and they have. Collins sets off, dummies. Just held up by the traffic, but they do well to Tamaki, but just fires the ball away. But they've retained position, Southland. And they'll look to play here, and they do, and goes out to Smith, and he goes for the cross kick. Out to Manson. Manson, wee bit of time. Here he goes. Michael Manson puts it on the foot. Ball sits up. Manson chasing ahead. Royal goes after it. Anyone's ball. And Otago have come up with it. Again, Southland looking dangerous on the counter-attack. Otago will reset here. And they go away to Bolton, James Bolton, another impressive club rugby performer. I'm sure Otago supporters will be pleased to see a few players playing today who have come off the back of really good club seasons. Smith goes to the air, does well, Byron Smith. A tidy first 22 minutes so far, and Southland looking to retain this. Otago making it difficult. And Otago might even stepped over this, and they have, and they've won the penalty. Just got a wee bit messy there for Southland, as we see the sun just beaming through the Pioneer Rugby Club. Couldn't ask for a better setting, could we?
Oh, mate, it's outstanding. Great work there at the breakdown. Henry Bell just aggressive over the ball. And this will give Otago the opportunity to move deep inside Southland territory once more. But, yeah, it's a glorious scene. And good on Rugby Southland. They do a good job, actually, pre-season, getting this game out and about. And we've seen it at regional centres before, and yeah, they've got them at the Pioneer Rugby Club in Gore, not the traditional Gore showgrounds, which would generally play host to a game like this, but I think it's fantastic as well, and you can see the scene in the background there with the sidelines pretty much.
Yeah, they're pretty
fully
chocker,
wrapped.
isn't it? All the way around.
We definitely need the sunglasses out, mate.
Yeah, might need them. A bit of glare coming through, but Otago got an advantage here. They play off it. Looking ominous there for Southland with that drive. They're just 2 metres out, getting close. Another penalty advantage. And they play away. Otago looking to crash their way over and tie this game up. They go to Hasty, play the short side. They try and crash over, they're just short. They go again, bit of patience. They go to Bauer, George Bauer, trying to power his way forward. And he's over the line and he scores. And it's probably reasonably straightforward for Otago there, but hats off to the pack, off the back of a pretty strong maul. I know for Otago, over the past few seasons, that has been a strong point of their game, and just flexing their muscle there around their drive. And you got, I guess, the calibre of George Bauer, something you can really go to.
Yeah, pretty tough man to stop that close to the line. Did well to shut it down. They worked the blind side, Otago. And Manson made a spot tackle just short, but when Bauer got his hands on the ball, you can see there, pulled his man down just short, but then as they worked it back to the open, it's the second effort that you'll note here from Bauer, who stopped, and then he goes again, and over he goes to score. And now Otago will have the chance to, and Gilbert, to tie this game up. So it's a good contest now. Otago, they took their time to work into it, as we've been saying. But, I mean, to their credit, they've hung in the contest when Southland really had the best running of the opening 15 minutes or so, haven't they? And now they've been able to get themselves back on what potentially will be level terms after 25 minutes.
Yeah, we see Gilbert lining this one up. Pretty good off the tee for most of the season with the Highlanders. We see a fair few Highlanders on display today, not only in the Otago team, but the Southland team. And isn't it great to see, Nick, obviously more and more faces in the maroon jersey who were a part of that Highlanders squad. So we see Gilbert knocks that one over, and we're all tied up at the Pioneer Rugby Club. 14-all, 25 minutes gone here. If you're just tuning in, welcome in to coverage of the NPC pre-season hit out here today. And of course, these two teams will go at it in just over 2 weeks' time. Highly anticipated day on the calendar. Stag Day, 2:05. Get your tickets now. $20 for general admission, and it's going to be a heck of a day as we see Otago exit well, and they go to Van Voot. Smith looking to bring the ball back. Has a wee look. Decides he's going to go long. Goes for the banana type kick. But straight down Faleafunga's throat. You'd probably say there just the ability to bring the ball back, and they verted for the kick. But Faleafunga takes his time. Looks to find a decent enough touch. And of course for Southland, Nick, obviously massive stag day round 1, but you could say even bigger in some context round 2, a trip to Napier to have a crack of that log of wood.
Well, it's all written really. We can write the script now, can't we? You know, get one over the old rival in week 1, and you know, get up and see if you can't take one off the Magpies as the Stags grab the line out, but scrappy.
Yeah,
but that's good work from Kirkwood and Schnell now, who carries it forward.
Great clean out there from Blair Rowe and Woody Kirkwood.
There he is.
Massive
there again.
club season for the Eastern Northern Barbarians. Earned his spot in the SBS Bank Southland Stags for 2024. And there goes Morgan Mitchell, and he just gets tied up with his own man, but referee Hannon says play on. And they go away to Smith, plays short to Tatamaki. Tries to fight his way forward, but met in a good tackle by big Will Stoddard. And they get going forward. Southland, another good passage of position here though. Just Otago starting to front up a bit more in the collision with 2 on the tackle, and just slowing that Southland ball down ever so much. So we see another wee dart there from Southland. Collins looking for runners. Finds Uki, and he's been good so far. And loose forward. And Ryle gets lifted up in a strong tackle, but recycles in Southland. Just hammering away here for a little reward, and they go out the back to Simmers. As we go. Still building though, building position. They go to Mitchell. It's a real feature of the game so far, Southland's ability to hold the ball and just put the curse on them as they spill it forward. You'd have to say a much better defensive set from Otago on that occasion, finding their feet, the blue and golds.
Yep, they turned up a bit of a bus trip, obviously, coming south. And they may have left it on the bus for the first 15 minutes, but they're in the contest now. And, yeah, good work in terms of being patient on defence. You could see what Southland were trying to do to get Manson running that inside line, but the ball wasn't able to go to hand, so Otago will have a relieving scrum from what has been a very even set-piece contest to start.
Yeah, and of course, just your 80-minute game today, but Southland are pretty much a whole new team, or it is a whole new team running out for the second half, so we'll see 15 new faces on the field, as well as some extras. Otago gone for a slightly more conventional bench today with 26 players named, so they'll run out 10 or 11 new faces at some stage in the second half. See the scrum go down. Of course, NPC been pretty topical, I guess, early in the year, Nick, around the future of it and what it's going to look like and what that might mean for particularly, I guess, a smaller province like Southland. But you just can't beat these sort of games, can you? Southland Otago, Maroon against Blue. It's just that tribalism, really.
Yeah, no question about that. And yeah, I think they can be very happy with the numbers that have turned up. No surprises there. So Pioneer Rugby Club Rooms, I'd imagine, will do a good trade.
Yeah.
At the end of this one.
And of course, at the school-friendly time of 3 o'clock, so good to see plenty of kids out around the ground. I see a few schools just down the road as we see another big scrum.
That's good work.
It's gone the way of Southland this time, and Otago got the last one, but Southland get that one back, and it's Morgie Mitchell and Jack Sexton getting the pats on the head. As we see there, good pressure from Mitchell, got right in underneath.
He did, didn't he?
Popped up hook about. Not that I have too much expertise around the dark arts of scrummaging, but looked like he stood him up well there. Morgie Mitchell, obviously knows probably most of the tricks in the book for how long he's been around the block.
Well, he's a key man, isn't he? Man, he's just been such a consistent performer in that maroon jersey. And he is a rock on which the Southland forward pack is built. So you can see why there. And now have a look at this attacking opportunity, with Taylor to throw to a attacking line-up for Southland about 20 metres out.
And they go to Sing, and they do a wee special around the back. Go to Tupo Tailoa on the inside. Probably could have gone himself there, Tupo Tailoa. Had an acre of time, but Southland in control. Mitchell, another strong carry on the tight head prop. He's been impressive with ball in hand, as usual. They're looking for runners again. Tupou Taialoa. Southland building nicely here. 5 metres out, looking for their third of the half. Just good patience here, and they go to Sexton. Made a solid tackle though, Jack Sexton. They maintain position though. They go to Ryle. Blair Ryle pumps the legs and goes forward. Going to try and commit some defenders. Jack Taylor. So one off the ruck, just working Otago around the corner. They go to Smith. Plays short to Tatamaki. Fights forward. Isaac Tatamaki. 2 metres out. Southland looking dangerous. Look like they're going to play the blind, but they come back open. Go to Kirkwood. Just trips over though. Woody Kirkwood. They're going to snap back again. They go to Ukoi. And he plays forward. Good patient build up here from the Stags. And they go over the top to Collins. Are they over? They're over. It's referee hand and signals try. And that's a great try on the corner. Looked like he might have been bundled out, but they've done well. And that might have been hard
Charlie
to see.
Powell.
Charlie Powell. And he's gone over. And that's the third of the afternoon after a great build up.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen too much, have we, of Powell down this right wing. Play hasn't run that way in this first half. But you can see Southland, again, it's this patient build-up. So that's been the feature, right? It's just been this patience on attack. Nice long balls. That's a really good option. And, yeah, it's close run thing there in the corner, isn't it? But flag stayed down and arm went up from the referee. And nice finish.
Yeah, great finish for Powell. I'm sure they'll give him a world of confidence. Obviously his first time in New Zealand, let alone Southland. So it's an impressive start. In the corner. So we see good angle. Smith lining this kick up. You obviously see him behind the dead ball lines, absolutely heaving with people. Great to see the Southland jerseys on. Obviously, new jersey this year, Nick. Full maroon. What are your thoughts on that one as Smith waves that kick away?
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah, love it. You get back to the old traditional full maroon strip.
The collars seem to be in now. The
Well,
All
they
Blacks
do.
have obviously gone for the white collar, and the Stags have followed suit. So,
Yeah, I think the Stags one works a bit better than the All Blacks one does. I
Yeah.
haven't quite got my head around that after the opening 3 test matches of the year.
yeah, the maroon.
Still
looks
time, I suppose.
a bit better. Yeah, still time. 11 tests to go.
Yeah, there's a lot
12
of
tests to go.
there's a lot of
A
rugby
lot
to
of
play.
test footy to come. As we see Otago get us back underway. 19-14 if you're just joining us.
This has been a good half of footy, hasn't it? You know, we've seen it back and forward, and Southland, it's been literally try for try for try for try for try. 5 of them so far in this first half, and it's good to see in perfect
Goes
conditions.
through the middle. Here he goes. Jack Taylor showing wheels. The local goes off on a big dart. Bit isolated though. Does well. Up over the 10-metre line. And he just bit isolated and
Oh, he needed someone on his
Just-
outside. He was
yeah.
standing, looking to his
Oh.
right, wasn't he?
just straight through the middle. Jack Taylor. I was thinking, here we go again. Super Rugby pre-season moment for those familiar in the Farmlands Cup. I think it was February last year. Put it on the toe, but decided to go
I bet you
forward
that was
hand.
in his head. I bet you that was he thought about. Have a look at it here. He just literally goes through the centre here, and
Straight
all of a
through the
sudden
middle.
Taylor just explodes, and off he goes. And as I say, just have a look at him here. He stands in the tackle. He looks to his right, and if he'd had someone on his shoulder there, he would have. He was crying out just to be able to pop a little pass on his outside, but not to be. And Otago do a good job to turn that one over. And now they have the opportunity to get something going inside Southland territory.
And back on attack. Otago, the line-out's been pretty good so far. The maul in particular. As we see, go to Ollie Haig. It's obviously a pretty key feature for the Highlanders later on in the season. They did so well at the back end. That's a good strong carry from Big Will Stoddart. They play out the back to Aho, out the back again. They go on to Levi Harmon. It was very strong for Green Island last weekend in their triumph out onto the Green Island Rugby Club on their win. And of course, in Southland it was Star taking the honours against Pirates Old Boys. And Faleafunga goes for a 50-22 or near it, but picks off Van Voot and he brings the ball back well. Rory Van Voot finds his outside back, Peering and Manson, and he's taken down and taken over the touchline. So, good kicking on both sides. Southland defence though, Nick, we talked about the attack, but the defence has been pretty good so far. Up to the challenge, it doesn't look like there's too many cracks in that line. Forcing
No, well, it's
Otago
been-
into kicking.
Yeah, it's been a good open game of rugby, actually, once both sides settled into it. When you think there's been one intercept try in there as well. Southland have only conceded the one from, I guess, structured play, haven't they?
Yeah, Simmers goes on a run. Angus Simmers gets on the outside of his man. Actually, beg your pardon, that wasn't Levi Harmon. Sorry, it was Levi Harmon that sent it. Southland, good wee line-out steal there from Blair Ryle, and they get on the front foot again. Schnell Singh, he's looked impressive in this first half, back from the States. They go to Tupou Taialoa again, just powering his way forward, up over halfway. Collins puts it on the boot, finds a wee bit of kick space. Ball sits up nicely. Here comes Michael Manson through to Gilbert. They release it away though.
Nicely done by Otago.
And Palmer's going to clear for touch, and that's a big boot from Mackenzie Palmer, but not out. Finds Smith. Has a look, weighs up his options. Finds his fullback partner in Van Voot. Brings the ball back. Rory Van Voot. Cares on his feet. Still going. Van Voot up towards halfway. Southland looking to finish the half strong. They play back to Singh. Looks to show the ball. Goes and trucks his way forward. Nothing on. They go back to Smith in the pocket. Takes his time and goes to the air and finds a wee bit of pasture, and they get a wee bit mixed up there, but Leslie does well. Takes the ball down. Otago having a retreat. Just under 3 minutes to go in this first half, and Bauer carries his way forward. Both teams more than happy to set for a contestable kick, especially the box kick, and we see Hasty look to go to the air again. It was more conventional left foot, and they come forward. Rory Van Voot goes up for that one and does outstandingly well. Van Voot takes that one up in the sun in his eyes as well, and Singh runs into some heavy traffic there from Henry Bell. Southland recycling well though. They go to Smith, looks out the back forward to Tamaki. Tamaki has a wee dance, footwork back on the inside. Isaac to Tamaki, still going forward.
Great run.
Getting Southland on the front foot. Mitchell plays short, nice ball to Ryle. Well met from the Otago defence though. Looking for the turnover, but they can't find it. Smith has a wee dart himself. Not shy to go into the line, Byron Smith. They play away again. Singh, he's had a lot of touches. They play down that short side. Just play away again, but patience then been a real feature for Southland. Just building phases, being happy to hold on to possession, but they're going to go to Collins, and he again goes for that short one. Does find the grass, and ball bounce up and finds nobody. Looked like it was about to bounce up into Manson's hands, but
it's going to be Stag's ball.
Stag's ball again, just patience again, a real feature of the first half.
It has been, isn't it? You know, and from it's also, of course, a question of then what do you do with it. The Southland have shown certainly that, as you say, mate, that continuity that they've been able to do to string phases together has been the feature of what we've seen, but they've been able to finish as well in this first half. That's the pleasing thing, I think, from a Southland point of view.
And they go away to Tamaki. Gets lifted up in the tackle from Faleafunga. Recycles well. They go to Sexton. Jack Sexton, another who had a good club season for the Star Club. And Collins goes on a wee dart, gets outside that first defender, but Southland do well again, just recycle position. They play out the back to Kirkwood, find a wee bit of space for Yukoi. Here's a wee look on the outside to Tamaki, nice hands, goes over top to Simmers. Angus Simmers, 15 metres out, Southland. Looks like they might have turned the ball over.
Yeah, Smith has done well there for Southland. The Otago were in there to try and pilfer that one, but he's able to retain possession, the 5'8".
Nice wee tip ball.
Have a look at Sexton.
Goes Sexton, fires on the inside. And a look, lifted up in the tackle. Southland 10 metres out. Midfield, looking to play right. Collins has a look at his options. Goes again. Otago in over the ball here though. They might have turned it over. And it looks like they might have. But they've knocked it on and Southland get another crack. Here goes Jack Taylor. He just metre out. Recycle. Go to Mitchell. Big tackle, Harmon.
Oh, great shot.
They've lost the ball.
Yeah, Otago have dived in there. And so that'll be a Southland penalty. But boy, they've weathered the storm there at Otago. Southland throwing everything at the blue and golds, and they are hanging on with time up in this first half. So this is a crucial period here. Smith shapes to take the quick one and has a wee smile about it. They'll have a wee powwow here, and he's going to kick towards the touchline. But that is Otago hanging on for dear life, and Southland will have one last crack in this first half. And these players will have one last crack in this first half because Southland planning on to roll a whole new 15 at half time. Yeah. So these boys will be keen to finish
on a real
their
high.
40 minutes work on the right note, won't they?
Absolutely, and a real feature of that last passage was he carried strongly, but Tupou Taialoa as they just that wee tip onto Sexton as they win the line now. Look to drive. Southland 5 metres out. See, I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, just that use it once rule. So if the drive doesn't go once, you've got to get rid of it. And the wee bit isolated to Tamaki. They do well to recover. Collins just having to find the ball, and he just knocks it on. And that'll do half time at the Pioneer Rugby Club in Gore. And it's Southland Stags 19, Otago 14. You have to say, pretty good signs if you're a Southland Stags supporter from what you saw in the first half, Nick. First impressions?
Yeah, it's good good open contest, wasn't it? I mean, Southland made just that fantastic start. I think we talked about it, and Morgan Mitchell goes into score early. And so we have a look at some of the action from the first half. Here's this break from Jack Taylor, just out of nowhere, picking it up and going. Just couldn't find support on his outside. Taylor, though, certainly one of the strong performers from a Southland point of view in that first half. But, yeah, Southland made the perfect start. Otago didn't see it in the first 5 minutes. Morgan Mitchell crashes over eventually to score. He gave up an intercept try, which got Otago belatedly into the contest, didn't they? Before then a nice build-up. And again, as we talk about that feature of that Southland continuity, ultimately saw Blair Ryle go over and score a second converted try to get them up by 14-7. Otago worked their way back into the contest, closed the game back up at 14 apiece. And then the last bit of scoring, of course, was that try just in the right-hand corner for the Stags, which was scored by their right winger Charlie Powell, which was unconverted, and that's the scoreline we've got. So it's been a back-and-forward contest, but just perfect conditions. A great scene here at the Pioneer Rugby Club in Gore, and the contest has matched that, mate, hasn't it? It's been enjoyable. What's your take?
Yeah, it's been a really good 40 minutes. Awesome crowd, awesome day, and Southland have definitely shown some great parts of their game, especially around the attack. We talked about the patience and the ball retention. It's been a standout, really solid carrying through the middle as well. And I think highlight the work that's being done, particularly around the clean out to recycle that ball and just give them opportunity, especially Byron Smith, giving him plenty of time to take the ball to the line and pick his options. And obviously not all bang on and pretty just yet, but you'd have to be impressed with some of the signs that have been shown. Samisi Tupou-Tailoa, a real standout in the first half for Southland, just carrying on that form from his club season. And someone like Shneel Singh, who's come back second year playing in the Major League Rugby in America, looks a really good prospect for the Stags, as well as some of the other young guys taking the field. Who's caught your eye, Nick?
Yeah, I just like the performance across the park. Really, you know, I think Southland worked their way into the contest. They probably had the best of the scrum battle, I reckon. You know, particularly in the final 10 minutes before the break, they started to put some pressure on. Morgan Mitchell, as we talked about, such a mainstay of things up front. So he was great in the contest. I think you're right. Singh, you know, was very strong and very active on the carry, which is a good side. Blair Ryle striding out on a couple of occasions too. So it's good, and I think. Yeah, Connor Collins and Byron Smith, probably first opportunity for them to play together as a inside back combination. That's your area of expertise. They looked sharp, and I really liked the confidence that we saw out of Smith, taking the ball to the line, playmaking, and I think there's across the board some good signs there. And by contrast, Otago. Well, I suppose the good thing for them, maybe they haven't had as good as much running of the play in that first 40 minutes. But for what it's worth, and of course you want to win a game of footy. It's not all about the result here today, but you want to be able to play well. But they're only 5 points down in the contest, if you're sitting in the Otago camp, you'll go, actually, we're hanging in quite well, and they matched up pretty well, didn't they, defensively once they got themselves into the.
What we're going to do now is for the signed 2024 SBS Bank Stags jersey. So we'll get Chitty to put her hand in the box there, in the first home combo box. I'll hold it up for you. There you go. And the winner of this jersey is
Blue B053.
Blue B053. Are you here?
Yeah, right here in the commentary
20
box. 20
seconds. We'll go again. Right, we're going again.
Gee, they're not messing around in the raffle, are they?
Okay. Yellow F80 080.
Well, I just got to tell you, as a rugby commentator, this is the first raffle I get to commentate.
There you go, mate.
Third time lucky,
here we
otherwise
go.
we'll give it to charity.
Oh, I thought you were going to say giving it to Chitty. I was like, I'm okay with that. Red E072. Looks like it's mine.
No takers.
Well,
No takers on the
We're going
raffle.
again.
yes, SBS
Okay.
Bank, of course, proud sponsor of the Southland Stags, and Andrew Morton in
Oh,
action.
got one.
Oh, I think we've got a winner.
We've got a winner.
Hang on.
That's the winning ticket.
There it is. Have a
Oh.
look at that. Well done, young man.
How
What's
good's
your
that?
name? Lachlan who, sorry? Well done, Lachlan. How do you feel about that, winning a signed 2024 Stags jersey?
Quite chuffed, really.
Yeah, and what do you think about the game so far?
Oh, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, Stags going to get up. Awesome. Right, smile for the cameras here. Here we go.
There you go. Halftime comments from Lachlan.
Yeah, how good. He's pretty happy. Stags are up, and he's got a
Good looking kid, isn't it? Look at that.
Look at that. White collar, full
Right to the
maroon,
camera.
SBS.
The old S on the...
Thanks everybody for support for the 2024 Stags. Good luck for the boys for the rest of the season. Let's go home over Otago. We'll find a home for the bag, don't worry.
Right.
Big thanks to Andrew Morton and the team at SBS. Do a great job. It's one of the major partners, naming sponsor of the Southland Stags, SBS Bank. And we obviously see half time if you're just joining us. It's the SBS Bank Southland Stags 1914, and Southland will roll out virtually a new team. Well, as per program, we'll just confirm that once they get into it. But second half team for the Southland Stags will look like Joe Walsh at loose head prop. Jacob Payne is going to start the second half at hooker. He'll be later on replaced by Nick Souchon. Tight head prop will be Hampton Tuipulotu. Locking pairing will be Curtis Palmer and Woody Kirtwick. Woody looks like he's going to go the distance. Issa Yamakawa, another out of Toyota Vibrits. He will be playing at 6. New Southland Stags captain Sean Withy. We'll see him his first look in the maroon jersey. I'm sure he'll be pretty pumped up. He'll be at open side flanker. Dylan Now will be at number 8, returning after his first wee stint with the Stags last year and unfortunately suffered a broken foot. Lockie Albert, who was part of the Star Club.
Southland Stags here for Been at Home.
We're at the Hawthorndale Care Village Villas. We may only work for 80 minutes, but let us show you something for 80 seconds.
These villas built by Bennett Homes are the perfect place to call home. Each villa comprises of 104 square metres, all designed for comfort and modern living. But wait, there's more.
Storage,
Plumbing.
composite stone bench top.
Perfect for unwinding after a hard day's mahi.
Choosing a trusted build partner on this job is really important to us, and we've been really happy, really impressed with the team that Bennett's have got. Their subcontractors, their suppliers have really bought into what we're trying to achieve here. We would definitely look to use Bennett's again. They've been outstanding on this job.
Bennett Homes is proud to have partnered with the Hawthorndale Care Village to deliver a great outcome for the Invercargill community.
Hawthorndale Villas, the perfect place to step into your future.
With Bennett Homes as your building partner, you're getting a villa built to last.
This is my happy place. Go Hawthorndale Village, go Bennett Homes, go the Stags.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
And welcome back to the Pioneer Rugby Club in Gore for this NPC pre-season hit-out between SBS Bank, Southland Stags and Otago. And if you're just joining us after half-time, Southland 19, Otago 14, and what's been an entertaining first 40 minutes. And we'll try and get through that mountain of changes across both sides shortly, but we're back underway. And it's a nice long kick-off, and it'll be Lockie Albert for Southland to work their way out. Goes to Schnell Singh. Actually looks like Schnell Singh stayed on the park, along with his locking partner Woody Kirkwood, and Albert goes to the year. It's Lockie Albert, part of the Star Club in 2024. formerly from the Brumbies, and Sam Gilbert, not a strong carry there. Taking a good tackle though from young Josh Augustine, 18 years old, the Rugby Southland Academy. Having a wee run today. And we'll try and, like I said, next stoppage we'll go through some of those players. And Albert has a wee look, shoots out of the line, and a wee dummy there from Cam Miller, who's also on the field for Otago. Faliafunga, looks like he's still on the field as well. Otago, first use of possession in the second half, and they play down that edge. James Arscott also on the field. Fresh off his club competition win with Green Island on the weekend. And looking for Miller, and they're going to go to the air here at Otago, but nice and long. And plenty of time for Rory Van Voot. And he finds a nice easy mark there. And probably just a wee bit long there from Cam Miller. His second touch of the half. And goes quickly to Albert, and he finds a good touch. And we'll try and go through some of those changes for you. If you were tuning in the first half, we've got Joe Walsh on for Southland, Jacob Payne, Hampton Tuipalotu, the front row. Looks like Schnell Singer's still on at lock with Woody Kirkwood. And looks like we've got Sean Withy and Dylan now in the loose forward trio.
With Blair Ryle,
Blair
still
Ryle
out there.
still on the field as well. You see a good tackle from Sean Withy. His probably first, I'm sure will be the first of many in a Southland jersey, but unfortunately also his first penalty conceded in a Southland jersey. So play on, quick tap from Otago, good carry. There's another former Gore lad, one of many out there, Harry Taylor. He'll be looking at, I'm sure he would have wanted a wee crack against his brother, but not to be today. Jack obviously playing the first 40 for Southland. And Otago, look on the inside. Nice wee carry there. Look like Abraham Pole, who's on the field by the looks of things for Otago. And there go away again. Big Ali Ahul, big man he is, carries forward up towards the 22. Otago looking to strike first in the second half. Faliafunga goes to the line. Finds Rangitutia, should I say. Youngster out of the Dunedin Rugby Club. Part of the Otago Academy getting a crack this afternoon. As we see Gilbert plays away to Heath McEwen. Another from that Green Island side. Did so well. Finds Arscott on the inside again. Rangitutia. There's a good wee carry. He's had a couple of good touches early. And Jonah Nareki finds his loose forward trio partner in Lucas Casey. And he's going to go over. And Lucas Casey scores the first of the second half. And Otago's third for the afternoon. And we are all tied up here in Gore. 19 points apiece. And say, Nick, that was a pretty good passage of play from the Otago side. Probably the best of the day.
Yeah, it really was, mate. And they've worked their way down the park. And we're able to finish in space. So, yeah, the old Tom Donnelly halftime team talk has done the trick for Otago. Southland conceding an early penalty. Otago with the quick tap and go. And Taylor with the carry in midfield, or in fact that's McEwen. As they worked it away to the right, it was a nice inside ball. And then
just on the outside.
Just on the outside, and that's a lovely pop pass, isn't it? On the outside with Harmon dishing it off. And over goes Casey to score. And so Otago for the first time today have the opportunity to go in front in the contest.
As we see Cam Miller. See again.
These Gore boys turning up.
Gore lads. There's plenty of them on display. And Cam Miller, obviously from the Albion Rugby Club down the road, but I'm sure he would have done many a kicking session here on this field at Pioneer. Not far down the road from Marawai High School, formerly known as Gore High School. And he has a crack from the right-hand sideline, but just pushes that one to the right. And keeps us locked up at 19 apiece. 4 minutes into the second half. Southland looking to strike back. She's been pretty tit for tat, really.
Yeah, it has been.
One team scores, the other team gets back down there, and see a lot of changes. Always disrupts a wee bit of the cohesion, but for Otago, been pretty effective so far. Looks like AJ Faliafunga, looks like he's on at 12. Cam Miller on at 10, and they find it plenty of time there for Sam Gilbert, and he did a good job. Ball's not out there, and the ball bounces, and it's a bit awkward for Van Voot at the back, and he just does all right in the end. But Otago looking to blow over this one and counter-ruck, but Southland retain possession. They play away to Kirkwood. Good carry from Big Woody Kirkwood. He's had a good 40 minutes. Staying on after half-time, and Jack Strachan, his first touch in a Southland jersey. They go to Josh Augustine, the youngster, finds his feet. Tries to go around Miller, but just got a wee bit isolated, and Rangitutia finds that one and picks it up. And off we go. Otago back on the front foot again. recover possession. It's a strong start to the second exchange for Otago. Nariki gets onto that trusted left foot, finds a good bit of grass down towards Van Voot. Just again, just a wee bit awkward for him, but he does well. Finds his 10 pairing, and under some pressure was Jake Strachan, and it's a good win for Otago, and they've really come out after half time and been dominant around the breakdown and looking a bit of a different side. Obviously a few changes, but Southland just trying to find their feet after a strong first 40.
Yeah, just seem a lot more direct, don't they, coming out of the break in this first 6 minutes. So it's promising signs for the blue and golds. And for the first time, they're starting to build a little bit of pressure, aren't they, against a Southland side that's probably had the better of the running in the first 40.
And a lovely ball there from Harmon. Finds his partner Gilbert on the outside. Gilbert's going to be too far. Sam Gilbert, and he's going to go over. And Otago are going to take the lead for the first time this afternoon. And originally, just a wee bit messy at the top of the line-out, but they did well. Lovely pass from Ascot. Found Harmon, and he just put the ball on a plate for Gilbert and straight through. And he had too much pace for the covering Josh Augustine, as we see on the replay. Just a wee bit messy initially, but they do well. And lovely pass from Ascot, and just Southland defenders caught in two minds, and Gilbert just too much pace. Obviously experienced Super Rugby player now, Sam Gilbert. And Otago going to hit the front, 24 points to 19, kick to come. A pretty handy spot from Cam Miller. You have to say, I think there's probably 7 minutes into the second half. Just a wee bit of that work that was done in the first half so quickly undone from the Southland perspective.
Yeah, well, to give Otago their dues. I mean, if we were sitting here talking about the perfect start to the first half that Southland made, it has been the exact opposite. Otago have just come out of the blocks, and as we say, they've scored now 12 unanswered. And, gee, they have smacked at Southland in the mouth, haven't they? And so now we need to see what Southland's answer is going to be.
Yeah, we see Jake Strachan out of Melbourne Rebels. So spent a bit of time at the Western Force before that. Spent a couple of weeks now in the south. So we see a lovely touch finder there from Gilbert, and you just feel being pretty close to the sideline. Otago just starting to find their groove a wee bit around their confidence and just a bit of cohesion. Obviously a bit of experience just come on in the form of the likes of Cam Miller, James Ascot. Even though they're young men, obviously been around the block a wee while now, particularly at NPC level. So we see Southland go their line out, been pretty good today, and they find Albert, goes away to Strachan, finds Ryle, looks for a nice wee tip ball there, and good gain line from Dylan now, fights his way forward. Southland on the front foot, they go to Simmers, out the back to Strachan, nice out the back ball again to Tamaki. Just dancing back on the inside as he so often does. Isaac to Tamaki, getting Southland on the front foot. Looks like we've got a Southland player down and back player, and that doesn't look overly great. I think it might be Woody Kirkwood, and they go away to Blair Ryle, plays forward. Which would be a massive shame for Woody Kirkwood, because he's pretty impressive in the first 50 minutes. They play out the back again. Strachan finds the Tamaki, puts it on the left foot, dribbles it down, but straight down the throat of Gilbert, and he returns serve. A bit of a spiral, and Van Voot finds it nicely. Takes his time, Van Voot. Not his best kick of the day, to be fair, but finds it deep, and what a bounce
That's
that
out on the full. No, he's coming back.
And he didn't like it when it come off the foot, and it's just again another error from Southland after what was an initial promising burst, but we see in the background a bit of concern around Woody Kirkwood, which would be a massive shame. Woody, he has been good in all parts of his game so far this afternoon.
Yeah, looks like that lower left leg for Kirkwood.
And great shot of the ground there. As we see the crowd packed in. How good to see. They were just packed in around the sidelines. Just the fence. Not even a fence, just a wee bit of rope. As we see Curtis Palmer, who's come onto the field. Curtis Palmer is part of the Dunedin Rugby Club, formerly of Bay of Plenty. Keen young lad who's got stuck in around Southland HP group this year. Played some good club footy. Definitely won't die wondering, Curtis Palmer. You see just still down Woody Kirkwood. Players just catching their breath, which I'm sure some of them are pretty happy about. So especially the guys that have been on since minute one. Otago going to feed to this line out. We see, let's try and get a few idea of who's on and who's not on for Otago. Looks like number 18 is Moana Takataka. Looks like Abraham Pole for Otago in 17. Heath McEwen in 16. You see Koen Rangitutia in 22. Onto the right wing. Looks like AJ Faliafanga has gone out to second 5. Cam Miller to first 5. Levi Harmon to centre. Gilbert still on at fullback, and Jonah Nareki on the left wing. So Otago has brought on some pretty good calibre of talent as they go off the top. They find Miller, plays away to Casey. Lucas Casey out of the Kaikorai Rugby Club. Originally man from Northland, studying down in Otago University. Athletic 7, he's had another good club season. Was part of the New Zealand Barbarian under-21 side that played at the Super Rugby under-20 tournament earlier this year. And they play away. Nice hands there. Harry Taylor gets on the outside of his man. But taken by Albert. Does well to hold him up initially. And Arscott Royal trying to pile through that ruck. Wee bit of pressure on Haig. Ollie Haig carries forward. Southland looking a bit more assured defensively. I think Otago going to resort to the kick. And Arscott winds the ball back and goes to the year. Again, not a lot of height on it, but a bit of time for Van Voot to weigh up his options. Here's a wee go. Rory Van Voot carries forward. Southland be looking to get a wee bit of momentum. Haven't really had any so far in the second half, and they go back to Jack Strachan. Finds a nice long touch. Not out though. Still in for Miller. Finds Gilbert. Going to have a look to a bit of a counter attack. Goes for the long flat kick. Trying to get it over the head of Charlie Powell, and he does a really good job. Sam Gilbert. Powell goes back though. Finds his face. Charlie Powell takes it forward. Pass it flat, but he did well to keep it alive. Southland keep the ball alive. Here they go down the middle. Southland looking to get on the front foot. Albert plays away to Strachan. Finds Dylan Now. Dylan Now tries to find the offload to Chanel Singh. Good continuity there from the Stags. Albert goes long off that right foot looking for the 50-22. And he's found it. I think he's found it. And his assistant referee. Yeah, great kick there from Lockie Albert. Again, he had a strong club season for that. Part of that Galbraith Shield winning star side. And there was some better play from the Stags, Nick.
Yeah, it was. Otago going to their bench. We will just mention, for those of you tuning in who'll be wondering, Woody Kirkwood did get up on his own power, did make his way under his own power, but heavily favouring that lower left leg. So, yeah, it's an unfortunate end to what was a very promising start in a Stags jersey for Woody Kirkwood, but good to see if it took some time for him at least to get up and be able to hobble off himself. Yeah, we'll wait and see how he comes, or the prognosis on that one, after this one's finished.
As we see the ball, unfortunately for Southland, just gone over the top there. And they've lost position as we see some more changes, which we'll go through shortly from a Southland point of view. Otago looking to exit out, and they play down that blind side. They're going to play away there. Strong carry, met by some strong Southland defence. Otago looking to play their way out. So we get a nice wee shot of the clubroom side of the ground, and Arscott's going to play away. Better kick this time from James Arscott, goes to the air. Cole Spinks does well though, one of the new men on the field. Also out of the Star Rugby Club. Had a good performance in 2024 club season, particularly at the back end, and they play out the back again. Been a future from Southland as Simmers. Angus Simmers tries to get outside of his man, does well. Albert recycles, plays away to Strachan. Southland looking to up the tempo. Toi Pelotu, good shot on him though from Abraham Pole. Been involved with Moana Pacifica for the past couple of seasons. Lovely wee tip pass from Dylan Now. Stags starting to go through the middle. Looking dangerous. Albert clearing that ball quickly. Here's a wee look though. Oh, looked like it might have been picked off, but Sean Withy just couldn't quite hang on, but probably Southland's first real attacking foray of the second half, and looked a lot more promising.
Yes, it'll be Stags' possession, knock on each way called. Otago, I think, just got a hand to it, which was timely, because it just did enough to disrupt a pass, which could have seen Withy on the outside. But that's better from Southland, isn't it? And they do look, as we check out the replay here, they do look promising, don't they, with ball in hand, and there it was. And, yeah, so Otago might have been a bit unlucky, actually, to get that call against them, but...
Yeah, we'll take that one, though.
We'll take that one. It was enough of a disruption done by the Otago defence, because if Withy had got on the outside, he had a man looming up on his right-hand side as well. So this is a good attacking opportunity for Southland, and they've needed to answer back here. As we say, Otago have come out strongly from what was a 19-12 half-time deficit to score 2 converted tries in this opening 13 minutes. And the Stags need to wrestle back a little bit of this contest. And had a decent old battle at scrum time in that first 40 minutes, but as you'd imagine, with pretty much across the board new front rows, we'll have to start the contest again.
Yeah, and we love a good scrum reset. Obviously, just a couple of changes on for Southland in the last 5 or so minutes. So it looks like Issa Yamakawa has come onto the blindside flank. It looks like in the backs we've got Falatoi Penny. He's also wearing the 12 jersey. Those tuning in from the Ponsonby Rugby Club, I'm sure we'll be chuffed to see Falatoi Penny out there. From all accounts, highly talented footballer. Just come down, a wee bit of an opportunity. And looks like, obviously, as we said before, Cole Spinks has come onto the right wing. And as we see a scrum penalty to Otago. See, Southland scrum, you'd have to say, at the better of the first half, but Otago flexing their muscle there. Kota Yabu is on at fullback as well for Southland out of the Pirates Old Boys Club. Obviously also part of Toyota Vibrits. So Otago starting to flex their set piece muscle a wee bit. It's a good scrum on the men in blue. Miller finds a nice touch. And always, I guess, gets to this stage, Nick, of the pre-season sort of clash when benches are emptied and games maybe do tend to get a wee bit messy. So we'll see, I guess, how the next 10 minutes unfolds. Otago looking to get their 5th of the afternoon, and they go to the front, and nice ball away to Miller. Plays to Lucas Casey, taking in a nice tackle there from Dylan now. Otago plays same way. Aliaho release out the back, but the ball's going to no one. Augustine comes through. Good pressure on Mackenzie Palmer. Josh Augustine, they clear through. Southland trying to push over it, but Otago recover.
Yeah.
But Southland win the penalty. It was good work from the youngster Augustine. Just swooped on that loose ball and made a good tackle on Palmer.
Man, I think it was Payne over the ball that did good work as well too there. Not released was the call. And that'll give Strachan the opportunity to pump this one to the corner and just have a look at this good work in the spot. Augustine tackle, as you say.
Yeah, and then Payne over the ball.
So there's a couple of young talents. And good to see Jacob Payne back there, isn't it, after the injuries that he sustained last season from a Stags point of view, which, had a chance to have a run at a full Stags season. Well, he may not have played out the way he would have wanted last season, but he's got the opportunity 12 months later to have a good crack at that top hooking spot, and he versus Taylor for that starting position is going to be a good old battle. Unfortunately, the line out, which functioned pretty well in that first half, has not been as streamlined from a Southland point of view, has it?
No.
Look at Nareki.
Here you go, Otago on the counter-attack, and they're going to open up. Nareki looking on the outside. Chopped down and a good tackle, though. Otago on the front foot, nicely offload, but they've turned the ball over. Southland got a counter-attack opportunity here. They move it quickly. Walsh, Tuipulotu. Big carry from the tight head prop. Southland just repel that attack, and they go to Strachan, who tries to get it over Palmer's head, and Palmer does well, goes back to it, not quite on the full, but not sure we want to put this out on the full, and finds a nice long touch. Referee says not taken back, so we'll go back to a line out. But yeah, Southland line out so strong in the first half, just haven't found their mark the last couple. On Otago, so quick to pounce, and a guy like Jonah Nareki, don't want to give him too much time, as he will cut you up. And he good covering tackle there, though. One of the Southland backs coming across. They'll look to redeem themselves on this one. Stags again picked off. So a few line out issues in the second half. Nareki plays away, long ball out the back. They go to Harmon. Augustine comes up for the spot tackle, does a good job. Palmer keeps the ball alive, though. Otago recycling. Nails in over it, but takes it. Southland come forward. Good carry there from Otago. He's finding a wee bit more over the advantage line in the second half. And Miller goes to there. Good kick pressure, though, from Albert. And it's a wee bit short, but it's still Otago's ball. They recover it. Still in possession, Otago. Starting to find their feet now, and Arscott puts that one over the top, but Albert's read it well. Lockie Albert got plenty of time at the back. Finds Kotayabu, his fullback, and he goes to the boot. And it's probably not his best kick of the afternoon. Straight down Palmer's throat. Mackenzie Palmer brings the ball back. He says we're going to go to the heavens, and that's probably not his greatest kick either. Straight down the throat of Simmers, but he spills it. And we've got a whistle here from Fraser Hannon. Looks like we've got an offside call from the original kick, so a wee bit of confusion there what was going on, but probably not the highlights reel sort of kicking we're going to see on YouTube or Facebook, is it?
Put the boot away, boys.
Yeah.
Ball in hand. Yeah,
definitely not.
Otago will take it, though, won't they? As we say, they've certainly made some statement coming out after half time. And just as Southland were sort of looking to work their way back into this second half. There you go. That's the pride and joy of Stags fans on the sideline here at Pioneer Park.
How good to see all those Stags jerseys. I'm sure we'll see a few of the 2024 edition over the coming weeks. Obviously the white. It was great to see the team in white. That one-off game. Charity game last year against Bay of Plenty. And obviously the big change on the jersey being no navy. So traditionalists will love that. Full maroon with a wee bit of white. And the collar and the SPS logo is Otago looking to drive. Trying to extend their lead outside of 7 points. Looking likely here, Otago. Obviously, with that line-out maul call, got to use it once. And Southland have got over that, and they've done well. And they've turned it over, and that's great work from the Stags. And probably, you'd have to say, Nick, probably the first time we've seen this rule in place at NPC, and it's probably going to give both attack and set piece coaches something to think about. And obviously, traditionally, the maul, you have to use it or use it once. You get a second life, but now it's just once, use it or lose it. So
yeah, have a look at Sean Withy here, just to the left of your picture. He's straight into the referees. It's not going anywhere. No, you won't see it on replay now, but he was straight into the referee's ear, letting him know about it. And Otago did look as though they were going to
release
be able to release it, but then good second effort from Southland to wrap that one up and then earn this turnover, which they needed to do. Under pressure here, Southland, so this is an important scrum for them. That set phase, which functioned pretty well in that first half, has been under pressure in this opening 20 minutes of this second half. And Otago will want to really put the squeeze on here at scrum time.
And Albert feeds the scrum. Just didn't quite get the hook right there, Southland. Under a bit of pressure, but they do well. Albert moves it away to Falatoi Pene. That's his first touch in a maroon jersey, and it's not a bad one. Steamrolled straight over the top of, I think it was Ascot, and they've won the penalty as well. So a bit of relief coming up for the Stags. They've done well to get themselves out of this to date. So Falatoi Pene was part of the Manukau Rovers, but he was moved across to the Ponsonby Rugby Club. We see a nice touch finder there from Strachan. But yeah, he's come down and he's strong care as we see on the replay there. Bang.
Oh,
Cam Miller actually
Yikes.
on the other end of that, and have been told that for those Stags fans, remember Willis Halaholo, he's probably the best comparison we could give you. So obviously Willis Halaholo did some good things for the Stags over a few seasons. So if he's anything like Willis, we'll in for some attacking threats from him. And here he goes again, the big man on the carry.
Why not?
Goes forward, up over the halfway, Southland. Looks like we've got Liam Howley on at halfback, Southland. Couple of changes
Yeah,
for the
Nick
Stags.
Souchon throwing to that line out as well
Yes.
too. So another change at hooker and a quick one.
And Howley looking for options, finds Singh. And one of Southland's best today, Schneel Singh. Being prominent with ball in hand. They play away again. Souchon, fresh on the field, looking to impress. Obviously come off the back of a MLR season with the Utah Warriors. Teammate of Michael Manson and Dylan now. One of three Southland Stags who were part of that side as Howley plays away to Strachan. They find the middle of the field. Big Curtis Palmer charges his way forward. Southland just not so much going anywhere, and Howley says let's get out of here and goes on the foot. Finds a bit of grass, space between Nareki and Palmer. Nareki does well though. Gonna have a wee goosey, has a wee look. Trapped though, but he does well. Keeps on his feet, Jonah Nareki.
Does really well
Does
in the
really
end.
well and gets out of that. Look like they're in a bit of trouble there. Still on the back foot. Southland looking to apply some pressure and lock Otago in this corner. See, just a one-score game, and they might have turned the ball over Southland. They have. Souchon, or Tuipulotu, should I say, picks the ball up, and they play to Withy. Great spot tackle, though, from Otago, and they've just come through, and Withy, ball and man at the same time, and they're going to get out of this. But unfortunate for Southland, because opportunity out to the left. And Otago going to clear through Miller, and he finds a nice touch. Cam Miller has an opportunity. say gone begging for Southland there. But nonetheless, still a line out, 40 metres out. Obviously, a few more changes on the field, but obviously, talked about Sean Withy, Nick, but I guess from a Southland perspective, massive for him to be back in terms of a guy who's still on the up. Massive leadership, starting Super Rugby calibre loose forward. And obviously, bleeds maroon as well, so he'll be pretty excited to get back in and put on the captain's armband.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But this is the challenge now. It's the fourth line out in the second half that's gone astray on a Southland throw.
So we see Nareki
again. Jeez,
He's
look
looked
at that.
dangerous. Jonah Nareki finds Mackenzie Palmer all the way. Mackenzie Palmer's going to go all the way. And he's going to run it in. We talk about Super Rugby level guys, and Jonah Nareki's one of them. Just come on and added a real punch for Otago. And Mackenzie Palmer's going to pick up his second for the afternoon. It was probably just all a bit easy for Otago in the end.
Yeah, well, turnovers at set phase, and Otago twice now have moved it quickly down that left, and with Nareki getting into space. Let's have a look at these Silken skills. He gets to the outside, bang, off he goes, and then pops that beautiful pass on the outside, and you can put the field glasses down. As in go Otago now, and that's now a very handy lead in the context of the game, isn't it? It's been try for try between these two sides, but Otago now stretching it out. So what is that? 3 tries in this unanswered in this second half, and taking control of this contest with 15 to play.
Yeah, and Southland yet to score in the second half. For those who have just joined us, it was Southland 19-14 up at half time. It's been all Otago in this first 25 minutes of the second half. They've really put a strong hold on the game just through their set piece. Southland line out obviously not quite functioning how it was in the first half, and guys like Jonah Nareki getting plenty of opportunity and making the most of that opportunity.
Decent guy to bring off the bench at half time, isn't he?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. From an Otago perspective, and obviously they've got a few other guys as well as Southland who aren't taking the field today. So, like we said, both teams will be actually showing a wee bit, but probably also not showing too much. But I'm sure Otago coach Tom Donnelly would be pretty happy around what he's seen so far in the second half here as we get back underway. Stricken finds Nareki again. Just one of those guys that the more he gets involved, the more things happen for Otago, and they look to play out with their exit. When we go to the box kick here, and it's going to be Arscott. He's got Miller in the pocket. He's going to go to the box zone. He puts it up nice and high into the Gore afternoon sky and finds no one, but Withy, Sean Withy does really well there to catch that back over his head. Southland going to regenerate, and Otago come through, apply a bit of pressure on the ruck, and it's a wee bit loose there from Howley, but Singh does well. Uses his long arms, and they're going to go to Howley from the middle of the field, and he goes to the air. Probably just a wee bit far. Gives Nareki plenty of time, and he's going to call a mark there. Jonah Nareki, heaps of time, and he onto that trusty left foot. And looks like he's not found touch. Plays into Jake Strachan. Has a wee look. Jake Strachan, first real touch. Haven't really seen him attack with ball in hand too much, but this guy here, he's looked lively since he come on. Falatoi Penny. They play away Howley. Finds Joe Walsh on the carry. Big Joe Walsh. His 8th season with the Southland Stags. Bit of a veteran these days. Curtis Palmer, big contact from the young lock. Recycles possession. Howley looking for runners. Puts it on the foot though. Puts it down into that corner. And he's done well here, Howley. That's a good kick. And he's kept it in the field of play. Otago kick it out. And Southland are going to get a 5-metre line out. So good play there from halfback Howley.
Yeah, it was an interesting option. At the time when it went to the boot, I wondered if it was the right call, but boy, he put it on an absolute dime, didn't he? Metre out from touch, a metre out from the goal line. And Otago had no option but to nudge it in, and just have a look at this. Howley timed it nicely, and she sits up nicely. Look at that. And Cam Miller just has to chip it into touch, and here's an opportunity again. It's an overthrow, though. Although this one's going to come back Southland's way.
And they turn it over, Southland. Pene, Falatoi Pene, in the line out, just not functioning in the second half, but they hold on to possession. It looks like they've been penalised, so not sure what that one's for from referee Hannon. Looks like might be a legal clean out by the looks of things. So again, just Southland having opportunities in the second half, but unable to build any real sort of pressure, really apply what we saw in the first half with patience and holding on to possession, which was a real feature.
Yeah, and I think just that solid foundation they had at set phase, right, from a Southland point of view in that first half made all of the difference. But just haven't had that as well. So that makes it pretty tough, doesn't it, to sort of build pressure and build momentum. But have a look at that sunshine streaming in on your screen. I mean, it's just sun beaming down here at Newman Park. So, yeah, that is quite the scene.
We need to get more of this, don't we?
Mate, we do.
Games like this.
Yeah, 3 o'clock footy. Let's go.
Afternoon footy around the clubs. It's a bloody good crowd. And Southland winning Otago line out this time. And they turn the ball over. And Stowers Smith, who's also on the field. Not his greatest moment, but we'll go again to another line out. So both teams, as you'd expect, just getting a wee bit messy towards the back end of this one. See, a lot of guys not having to play the whole 80, although there's a couple out there still going.
You can see the Pioneer Grandstand in the background there. It's full. 8 people.
Chocker. And we see, good to see a wee
capacity crowd.
Yeah, wee grandstand down the end as well. So plenty of punters in, young and old. I'm sure they'll be enjoying this one. See, from a Stags point of view, they're going to have to score pretty shortly if they want to try and have a crack to regain the lead. Down by 14 here in Gore. And better pressure from the Southland line out in the last couple. They put Otago under a wee bit of pressure and they play away. It looks like Josh Funga there. On the field for Otago. He carries the ball up towards the 22. Otago looking to exit again. And they've been pretty tight in their exits, Otago. So when you've got a guy like Cam Miller kicking the ball and finds a tidy enough touch up towards the 10-metre line. Now 10 minutes to go, and see, always hope that no one really gets any dings or bad injuries. Obviously Woody Kirkwood, probably the only one to note today, so hopefully Woody's not too bad, but everyone else seems pretty healthy. Of course, the Stags got a few extra guys to come back, and they'll be in action again next Friday in Christchurch, taking on the Tasman Marco, and what's sure to be another step up as we enter towards NPC, kicking off Saturday, August 10th. Stags taking on Otago at Rugby Park, 205. Get your tickets for just $20. General admission is a great kick there, but Augustine does well. Pops the ball up to Sushan, and Southland regenerate. Good box kick there from Arscott, and Howley's going to return serve, and he goes to the air, but kicks it straight into the head, I think, of Dylan now. And Otago have turned this one over. And just getting a wee bit messy here.
Yeah, it's all a wee bit untidy, isn't it? It's a pretty important 9 minutes, I think, here for Southland, because they would have been feeling good, wouldn't they, in the huddle at half time. Up, as you say, Scotty, by 19-14. They've just got nothing going at all in this second half, which is disappointing after a really lively first 40 out of the men in maroon. But so they'll want to finish this game strongly. Conversely, for Otago, it's kind of it's almost the direct reverse, isn't it? They're finishing strong, so they'll if they're able to close this one out, keep Southland scoreless in the second half, and maybe add a fourth try, they will feel really good about themselves 2 weeks out from Stag Day.
Absolutely. Some good game time gotten in by, I guess, some of their fringe squad members, as well as some of the guys that will play a part, as we see Miller stacked behind the scrum with Kyan Rangatutia, part of the Highlanders High Performance Program, Otago Academy member, just 19 years old. Good to see him out there as AJ Faleafunga plays out the back to Miller. You do wonder if that's something we'll see. Otago, obviously with a couple of midfielders out, Jake Tahiwi of note, Thomas Umunga Jensen a bit injured at the moment, as well as Josh Timu, AJ Faleafunga. They get him on the field with Miller and play that 10-12 sort of, as we've heard in the past, Nick, that dual playmaker role. So it might be something Otago might look at. Obviously hasn't done them too bad in the second half, and that's good play from Otago, keeping the ball alive. Up over the 10-metre line now, looking for their 6th of the afternoon. Otago powering forward. Looks like Fishley might be on that carry. Recycle well. Miller goes for the wee chip kick. Finds a fair bit of grass, and the ball's going to sit up. It looks like they're coming through Otago, and great tackle there. Did well. Gilbert Augustine had a great committed tackle. Put him down, and Otago still going, though, on the front foot. They play off, and they play through, just short of the line. Otago looking to probably ice this game with one more try. Southland hanging on for dear life. They play out the back again. Miller, a wee bit untidy, though. Goes back, recovers. Goes to Rangatutia. She beats one. Southland looking to get over the ball, though, and looks like they have got over the ball. And that's well done there from Nick Souchon. And got to say, Southland really needed that one because looking for all money like Otago. We're going to go over. But yeah, just Cam Miller found plenty of space on that chip kick and just set up for Gilbert. Augustine did a good job of putting him down, and Southland will have another crack at a line out with just 6 minutes to play here as we have a look on the replay. And just see Souchon just getting in, staying in the fight. The hooker, and he's done well there.
He did particularly well, didn't he? He was a lone wolf there almost from a Stags point of view, but did a great job to show good strength in the face of 3 or 4 defenders from Otago to stay on his feet. So more importantly, let's see if we can get this line out functioning from a Southland Stags point of view. It's Souchon again who will try and pick a spot. And there you go. That's a bit more like it off the top.
Yamakawa takes that one nicely. Lovely tip ball from Withy. They've used that quite a lot this afternoon. Southland over the front footers. Dylan now, and they go to Pene. Pene puts it on the toe, but straight down the throat of Palmer, and he throws a bit of a loose pass, but taken on the bounce by Miller, and he goes long down the tram lines. Looks like they might be drifting towards the touchline, and it is. Cam Miller usually pretty accurate on the front foot.
That's about the first mistake, though, we've seen. Oh, hello. There's a wee bit of action and back play here. So, you know, in fact, the referee's going to call a penalty on Otago.
Looks like Sam Fisherley just giving Sean Withy a wee welcome. Obviously, be pretty good teammates for a few years, and looks like there's a wee bit of a, how you going, mate? In there, I'm sure there'll be plenty of banter, especially thrown towards Withy. Did spend 5 years in the Otago setup, so he'll be pretty familiar with the lads he's running.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So all in good jest, but referee was having none of it. It's been a very clean contest thus far. But that's about the first mistake we've seen out of Cam Miller. Gee, it's just a well, I mean, obviously he'll play a big role for Otago through NPC, as was Joan and the Recce, but I reckon you put a ring around those two as being key momentum changes from an Otago point of view, as they're a bit scrappy again, Otago, in that front of the line out. And
Southland will get another
Southland
crack here.
They've got a chance now, about 10 metres closer than they were.
Yeah, that was the Southland line out. That one just again going astray. You have a look at, I guess, Yamakawa, Palmer on the field, pretty new to it. Obviously, Schnell Singh, Dylan now. Got a few options there. Short, Mitch Dunshay. Obviously, Josh Becua still floating around as well. So Southland, they win this one. They go to the maul. Otago do a good job of shunting it, and again, they had to use it, and they've just thrown it away. It looked like Howley was overly ready for that pass. And Otago, flexing their set-piece muscle here as we tick down inside the last 3.5 minutes. And I guess after it was a pretty good first half, second half been all one-way traffic. So I guess give the Stags a pass mark, Nick. Definitely in the first half.
Yeah, it's the old cliche, isn't it? It's kind of what it's been like from a Southland point of view. You know, they, as we say, came out well, got themselves a half-time lead, but they have not got out of neutral, to be honest, since then. And this pretty much sums up the first half. Have a look at that. Otago just putting them under pressure. They have muscled up in this second half, been a lot more direct. So they have the luxury about bringing on some real super quality, literally, talent, which they've put to good use. And, it's been all Otago since the half-time break. So what was looking like a very promising beginning to the pre-season from a Stags point of view will now mean that the old Stags Brains Trust will have a bit of thinking to do, I think, ahead of that Tasman game next Friday.
Absolutely. As we see Otago strong carry off the back there, and they look to clear through Ascot, but he's been charged down, and Withy takes the ball away. Sean Withy looking for his first try in Stags colours. Sean Withy, and he's going to score. The captain scores. Sean Withy.
Let's game on, mate.
And here we go. 2 minutes to go. And Southland are back within a draw. So
yeah,
got a wee good finish coming up here.
Well,
at Pioneer.
It's taken 38 minutes in the second half, and it comes
off a charge
from a very scrappy piece of play, which probably makes sense from a Stags point of view. Otago looking to clear, but how about the power of Sean Withy there? Have a look at this. You can see as the kick is going to be charged down here, and it's going to fall into the Southland captain's hands.
Good work from Palmer. Curtis Palmer
did a good job.
Through.
But there's nothing on here. Withy just takes the ball on the 22-metre line, and then all he did was just work his way over and score when he really had no right to. So I guess that's a captain's knock. He's brought his team back potentially within a Strachan conversion here, and he's going to hook that to the left, so that's not going to help. So
no goal.
It does mean that Otago will maintain it. But have a look here if we get to see the full replay. You'll see the charge down kick, and you'll note that Withy here, he's backpedaling, and he grabs it on his 22-metre line, and then off he goes. And there's Otago defenders all around him, and then suddenly he finds some space, and over he goes to score. So that's the a little bit of a bright spark, I guess, from a Stags point of view, and they have been precious few and far between in the second half.
Yeah, a bit of a shame that kick didn't go over, because we would have been looking to play for a draw, but Otago will kick off nonetheless, and this gives the crowd here at Pioneer something to cheer about in the second 40 minutes, because Cam Miller gets us underway as we draw within the last minute of this pre-season fixture. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage as Kotoyabu takes it up, and he's held up by Lucas Casey, and Otago just swarm on that. And they're going to turn the ball over here, Otago. They might even grab it before the scrum, but referee Hannon blows a scrum, and that might wind us down right towards the last play of the game. We talk about standouts for Otago. You mentioned Nariki and Miller. See the likes of Harry Taylor been good as well. Once you're on Lucas Casey.
Yeah, I'd love to work at Casey, actually. I reckon he's been one of the best from an Otago point of view. He's going to go all 80. And, he's been prominent and just a physical presence at the breakdown, and really solid shots from a defensive point of view.
Yeah, just real athlete, ball in hand.
Impressive.
He's been impressive. Part of the Highlanders under-20 squad in 2023. Said New Zealand under-20 Barbarians as an under-21 player earlier in the season. Now, it's after another great season with Kaikarai, gets his opportunity. Otago feet to the scrum, probably the last one of the day. That's a better one from Southland, and Arscott says, I've had enough. And that's full time here at the Pioneer Rugby Club in Gore, and it's Otago who take the chocolates 33 points to 24. Southland had the better of the first half, but Otago came out firing after half time, and 3 quality tries just took it away from the Stags. They lost their rhythm a bit after half time, but tried a Sean Withy late, helped close the gap to 9 points. So all in all, I'm sure both teams will take plenty out of this, both the good and the bad, but
yeah, so we'll see. Obviously early stages for the Stags and Otago in this one, but yeah, a bit of work to do, really. I think from a Southland point of view, it's a shame because at 19 points to 14 at half time, then certainly Southland would have really thought they had some good building blocks there, but you kind of finish at the end of 80 minutes from a Southland point of view, little disappointed in the day's work.
Yeah, which was such a promising start, especially in that first 20 minutes. Southland looked so good with ball in hand, holding on to position, and Byron Smith putting guys into holes, and Blair Ryle and Morgie Mitchell punching through them, and the line out was functioning very well in that first half, with Taylor finding Singh and Kirkwood at ease, and then just unravelled a bit in the second half. Like you said, Nick, just that set piece dominance from Otago really took control, and the likes of Nariki out on the edges, and then Palmer bagged himself a double. Just took the game away from Southland pretty quickly in that second, half. So overall, there'll be plenty to look at. I'm sure, apart from Woody Kirkwood, looks like everyone got through unscathed. So, yeah, a lot to like in some patches, but yeah, disappointing, I guess, from a South perspective that they couldn't finish what they started. But nonetheless, 2 weeks' time, Stag Day, how good.
That's when the chocolates are up for grabs, aren't they? And, boy, it's going to be an outstanding way to kick off the Bunnings Warehouse NPC with Southland against Otago at Rugby Park on Saturday, August the 10th. Really great scene here, though, at Newman Park in Gore. Pioneer Rugby Club have done a great job hosting this one. Absolutely perfect conditions. I think they got the old sunburned forehead from steering into the sun in that second half. But it's been a great day out, hasn't it? And these are early building blocks from both sides. Otago will leave feeling good about things. They really will, won't they? Because, to be fair, they hung on the contest in that first half. They certainly weren't able to build very much momentum or continuity at all. But they turned, I think we said this, turned just 5 points down. So they were certainly kept themselves in the contest, hanging on grimly at times. But then they were able just to come out. And obviously with some of that impetus that we talked about in the coming on off the bench, that they were able to bring in. And they did look to be a class above the Stags in the second half. So that'll give the Southland Brains Trust, as we said, some thoughts. But I think it's early days, obviously, and we'll see how things pan out over these next couple of weeks for both of these teams. Obviously, a very important fortnight because there can be no slow starts to the season with these two teams lining up in round one.
No, absolutely. As we see that crowd converge on the players, which is so good to see. So hopefully you enjoy the coverage from Pioneer Gore, and we look forward to seeing everyone in 2 weeks' time at Rugby Park. And that's all from us here today. Thanks for tuning in.